2, 1.
Ready.
Just relax and enjoy the ride.
In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. 815.
When autocorrect corrects to not the right word, I backspace it, I type it again, and it autocorrects to the wrong word again. I'm Greg, he's Tom. This is your In Crowd 815 podcast for the, what is this? The 6th day of September of the year 2025, the latest it's ever been, my friend.
In the history of mankind. Yeah, I hate autocorrect with a passion. I absolutely do. I sent my buddy something, and it came out to "I love you" or something like that, and
Right.
It was "I have one" or something like that. Hey, do you have a wrench I could borrow? Yeah, I love you. Oh, I love you too, but can I borrow a wrench? It was something like that. I'm like, oh dear God.
Or when it changes a word that's, it's a similar word. You're trying to use a similar word, but the word it gives you is a different meaning and different context altogether.
Yeah.
I just want it to be what I want it to be. That's when I feel like but I don't want to turn autocorrect off because it often saves me from really messing up spellings of words.
Yes, exactly. That's the dilemma right there. But
That's the dilemma.
yeah. Anyway.
We don't have a dilemma for you. We do have a big number. We'll share that next, but we do have a great show for you today. And the person's still sleeping next to you. So if they're still sleeping, give them a little nudge and say, hey, Greg and Tom are talking. Wake up. If you want to listen to us live, we're one of the most unique podcasts in all of America. We actually record the podcast live on our streaming platforms. We're on Rumble. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, all over the place, Facebook as well, while we record our podcast to be later uploaded onto Spotify. And that's what we do, which is because we're broadcast veterans, Tom. That's why we do this.
We are, but you are the man when it comes to all these different things. I'm not on Rumble. I'm not on Instagram. I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on any of those except for good old YouTube.
And I like you anyway. Isn't that great?
Yeah. Can I borrow a wrench?
We're going to, I love you too. We're going to be sharing with our friend, new friend, Jacqui Corsi, who is involved with Mosaic In Rockford. We've been a part of Mosaic for a number of years, but there's some new folks to meet, and Jacqui's one of them. So we're going to talk with her in a minute. But first, let's take care of this. Our current race to 10 has Greg in the lead by a score of 5-3. I got a field goal and a safety.
It's rigged.
It's rigged. And our big number of the week this week is 2,172 is the answer. Guinness or grocery? I know that kind of looks like Gregory, but it's grocery. You see that?
Well, I suppose. Oh, did that autocorrect? Oh, wow.
Guinness or grocery is the guess. You can put your guess in the comments below. And no, we do not have prizes yet for our big number of the week contest. Maybe at some point we will. I don't know. If someone want to sponsor our t-shirts, someone want to put their logo on our t-shirts, and we can maybe give those away every week. That'd be fun. And just throwing it out there. The other thing I want to throw out there at the beginning of the show today too is a big time thanks to some wonderful folks who have stepped up to help make our next masked karaoke trivia contest a reality by sponsoring our Trivia Master. Thanks to Haas Towing, Haas Pros. They are awesome. Check out their 5-star reviews. They're everywhere. And our good friend now, Justin Willems from JW Innovative Coaching. He's also jumped on board to help sponsor our Trivia Master portion of the Mass Karaoke Trivia Contest. Coming up on November 13th, a $5,000 grand prize will be given away to the team's winning not-for-profit. Our contest back in April had a $2,000 grand prize that went to Rock House Kids. And when we did this for the first time way back in October of last year, we had a $1,000 grand prize that went to the Rockford Rescue Mission. So who will be the winner this time? Come to a Tabala Event Center and find out November 13th. Ticket information for audience, for spectators, will be coming soon. As of today, Tom, of the 12 openings we have for teams to play, 7 are taken and spoken for. So there's only 5 left. Only 5 left. And I got a feeling one of those are being taken as we speak, because someone who has been on our show in the past contacted me late last night. I didn't get the message because I was asleep already. But when I woke up this morning, there was the message, hey, please send me the information. I want to sign up my team. So I emailed that this morning.
And by the way, just to put this in perspective, $5,000. The very first one we did last October was $1,000. $1,000. That's like winning it 5 times. I mean, think about it. You know, I mean, it's like winning the thing 5 years in a row at $1,000 each. This is a $5,000. Okay, now you're starting to get into serious money.
And that's all thanks to our friends at Medicare 411. Tracy Foltz and her crew over there are awesome. Thank you so much for your support, Tracy and Medicare 411.
Yeah, and let me just throw in a little commercial, a little free commercial. I when I went back on Medicare, because I've been on disability for a number of years. Anybody who knows my story knows my motorcycle accident, blah blah blah. I talked to
Tom's body is made up of half of titanium. Just saying.
Yeah. That's a Bionic Man reference, in case you don't know. $6 Million Man. Anyway, Cindy Costello out at Medicare 411 did an amazing job. She got me all hooked up. All I had to do is sign on the dotted line. She did all the phone calls and everything else. So I highly recommend, if you're going to get on Medicare, it's just simply easier to call Medicare 411 and say, hey, I need some help. I could have done it on my own, but I tried. And I was on hold for like a half an hour, and then I still didn't get the right person. I'm like, you know what? I'm calling Medicare 411. So I did, and it worked.
Way to go. Good job. Good job. Love Cindy over there. She's great. All right, let's bring on our guest. Mosaic in Rockford has been a big part of what we do here at In Crowd and In Crowd 815. And Jacqui's a new face over there, and a new voice, and a new personality. And look at this beautiful person. Good morning, Jacqui.
Oh, good morning.
Welcome.
Thank you for inviting me.
The show. We always like to start with our guests by asking them the basics about themselves. So if you don't mind, let me see if I can finagle our screen a little bit here and put you in the spotlight. There we go. Tell us.
That's so big.
Well, we're going to be switching over to your webpage and stuff too in a little bit. But for now, Jacqui Corsi, where did Jacqui grow up? Where was your hometown as a kid?
Fond du Lac, Wisconsin.
Okay, before we go any further, we have to ask you the funniest pronunciations for the town that you grew up in that you heard people say.
Well, be careful here.
Oh, yeah.
There's
lots of nicknames for
we're
Fond du Lac, which
we're
means...
a podcast. You can say whatever you want, but I think your employer would appreciate it if you kept me clean.
I think it's there's some French influence a little bit in Wisconsin, mostly Native American, it seems like, but I don't Fond du Lac, Fond du Lac,
Fond du Lac, probably.
Yeah.
Were you in Fond du Lac for your high school years?
Say that again.
Your high school years. Were you in Fond du Lac for your high school years?
I was.
So what was your high school and mascot?
St. Mary Springs, which is now Springs Academy. It's a Catholic high school. And our mascot, I have to explain.
Yes. I've been waiting for this.
It's so weird. Our mascot we were the Ledgers. We are not School of Accountants.
we just had someone on with the Ledgers like a week or two ago.
Really?
One of our guests, their school was built like on a ledge of a cliff somewhere.
That's where it was. Yeah. That this St. Mary Springs is built into a ledge. It was actually a girls' academy. That's how it started years and years ago, and then converted to co-ed, and now it's part of whole Springs Academy. Includes the grade schools and all of that. So it's sort of your equivalent to Boylan here in Rockford.
Right.
It was Springs Academy. So,
well, Tom, who's afraid of a ledge? I mean, people who are afraid of heights, right?
The
I don't
mascot
know.
was a minor, had like, you know, yeah,
That's
Well, you know what? With your skydiving experience, if you fell off the ledge, you'd be just fine.
right.
I almost went to school in Fond du Lac, Marion College.
Oh,
uh,
really? Which is
I
now
went up to
Marion
Fond du Lac.
University.
Oh, sure. Yes, it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was. This was probably, oh God, 30 years ago, maybe longer. Anyway,
Mhm.
I went up there, took a trip up there, and it's like, oh, this is a long way from home. Whoa, because I drove up there by myself, and I liked it. Everything was great. So I ended up going to Trinity College in Deerfield, so
Okay.
which was a
Where are you
slightly
from, Tom?
shorter drive. Here, right here, Rockford.
Oh, okay. Got it. But
nice.
you're a Packers fan.
Oh, I
I
am a
love
Packer fan. Well, how could you tell? How could you tell? I don't
me
know
too.
what gave it away. You should see the rest of everything. I got Packer stuff there, there. Even Snoopy is a Packer fan. No, you wouldn't
E-
know it. He's in Christmas mode
Excellent.
right now. But anyway,
Excellent.
Well, I grew up in
yeah.
Wisconsin, so it makes sense why I'm a Packer fan. But for Tom, it's a different story.
Yeah.
Well, my story, real 30 seconds here. I had very, very, very poor vision when I was born. My eyes were so severely crossed. 5 months old, I had eye surgery. They had to go in and cut the muscles here. This is back in the early 60s. They had to cut the muscles to make my eyes go back like that. All right. So we spent a lot of time in Wisconsin, Monroe Clinic. We just spent a ton of time up there. We went to Milwaukee a lot. Back then the Packers were good. My dad was a Packer fan, so I became a Packer fan. And for lo these many years, I've been
Got
a
it.
Packer fan. So
Yeah.
that's why. And I did live in Beloit for 3 years. So,
Okay.
and it was great.
And
It
they,
was the 1996, 97 when the Packers won the Super Bowl. The 96
yeah.
season, 97, January 97 Super Bowl. It was the
Glorious
greatest year of my
years.
life.
Glorious years to be Packer fans.
Woo!
Right.
Go Brett Favre. Yes,
Brad Favre. Brad
He
Favre.
was fun to watch. I
Yes, he
he
mean,
was.
was.
yeah.
Unless you're Mike Holmgren. I remember sometimes he comes up to him with that stare. Don't ever do that again. And it's
Yeah.
like Brett Favre's like, what? What did I do
Yeah.
wrong? Come on.
Right.
I
He
told
was
you
having
not to
fun.
run. I told you not to
Mhm.
run. No, not to run. So you grew up in Fond du Lac, and you're
I
a
did.
lecturer. And then after high school, was college involved in your future after high school?
Most definitely. Then I made the big move to Madison and went to UW, Wisconsin. So,
Oh, you're a Badger.
or UW Madison, I should say. Yes, I am a Badger. Yes.
So, did all 4 years of college there? What was your college experience like?
Um, it was incredible. I mean, if I could have stayed in college forever, I would have. I loved it. I loved Madison. It was, you know, coming from small town and pretty sheltered life and going to Madison where all of a sudden, you know,
Yeah,
40,000 students and just
kind of a party
crazy.
school.
Yeah, there was a little of that,
A
but you
little, a
know,
little.
I realized pretty quickly I'm not one of those people who can, you know, do the
Drink
Can't
till
do both.
4
partying.
a.m., get up at 7 and go take a
Yeah,
test and
no,
pass it. Yeah.
no.
No. No.
So I had to buckle down and get serious but I still had fun. I still had a great time and lots of sports, you know, involved and lots of fun and friendships and longtime friendships. I just had a college roommate who was her and her husband were passing through Rockford on their way to Chicago and we met them for dinner. It was so great.
Nice.
So, you know, longtime friends, you can't miss that experience, you know.
A lot of my
So
friends went to UW-Madison. I was not so privileged. I had to go to Stout.
Stout's a great school. I actually
It's a good
lived in
school.
Menominee.
Mena
That's where I won my award for
That's where you won your award?
For the
Oh,
Dunn County News. Yeah, that award right there. For
Dunn
the
Menominee.
County
the
is a
Dunn
big
County
county.
News.
It's a huge county in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
It's big. And we always called Menominee Me No Money because we were in college.
Yeah.
But
I always say Menominee. Da, 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 Menominee. Da, 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 da.
so you were in Dunn County. Were you covering? You were a journalist there. What
Yeah.
were you doing in Dunn County?
Yeah. That's how I started my career as a journalist. So that was Dunn County News was my first, was it my first? Yeah, my first full-time job was
Nice.
Dunn County News. So I worked there about a year and a half and won them a first place award. And then I had to move on.
So
but I loved
Dunn
it.
County,
It was fun.
Menominee, Colfax,
Yep.
the Eau Claire area Eau Claire is not in Dunn County though. It's in its own county.
No, but I did go to Eau Claire and Chippewa Falls, and that whole area is so beautiful.
Lacrosse, love lacrosse.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
great.
Okay.
Stout's a good school.
It
Good
is.
hotel program, great
Yeah, they were
culinary, if I recall.
big on
Culinary program.
hospitality and culinary, and they had a graphic arts management program. That's what the reason why I went. I went to
Okay.
college to be in graphic arts. I was going to be a graphic arts manager and go to work for
Oh,
something like Quad Graphics or some big graphic
sure.
company, and that did not happen at all. I
No. Well, I'm glad because look at where you are. So
I got the broadcast bug a little bit later on, but yeah, it's
yeah.
that's a whole nother story. Good morning, Lynn. Thanks for jumping in. Lynn's watching over
Hi,
on
Lynn.
Facebook. If you're, by the way, if you're watching us live on Facebook, Rumble, or YouTube, you should be able to comment, and we see your comments. On other platforms, we don't see your comments, or on other places. So just for those who are watching maybe for the first time, that's where you'll see us there. So check us out. So journalism. How long were you in the journalism field? Did you bounce around Wisconsin? What did you do with that?
I did. I think after that, I went to West Bend Daily News,
Mhm.
worked there, and that's where I met my husband. So I ended up staying in West Bend for about 25 years,
Awesome.
till I moved here. So worked for them a little bit, and then finally made it to the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, where I spent the last part of my career, about 13 years at the Journal Sentinel. So
Nice. Nice.
yeah.
Oh. Well,
That's
just
Yeah.
a little side note. Do you know Randy Roof?
Randy Roof. That does not sound familiar.
Okay, he did work for the Sentinel, but he did it he worked for the Rockford paper, and he did work for the Sentinel as
Oh,
well. He's okay. Anyway, sorry about that. Just thought
that's
I'd throw
okay.
it
a
up.
possible connection. Yeah. In
Yeah,
the
yeah.
When
newspaper.
when I started there, we had over like 350 reporters, and then
Wow.
just 2000, I left in 2009, and it just was gradually, reducing. I
Yeah.
don't even know if they have 100 right now.
Oh, I
Yeah.
can't imagine that they do. I mean,
Yeah.
the 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, the economy crashed and everything
Yep.
kind of was going south with the economy in general. And then,
Yep.
of
And
course, the
and
internet
with
started taking
social
up everything.
media, the internet, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Quite
I
the trend.
remember I said to my editor in the early 2000s, I'm like, when are we going to get a website? And he laughed at me.
He
And
laughed at
I'm
you.
like, dude, you got to pay attention. What's going on
Wow.
out there? So
Wow.
they were a little behind, I think. So
Well, the media landscape sure has changed over the last
Yeah.
15,
it
20 years.
sure has.
It's been so I still hold to the it's probably more of a hope now than a prediction, because it was a prediction for quite a while, but now it's more of a hope that most of
Yeah.
the local radio stations will come back to local ownership at some
Oh,
point.
me too.
I think the conglomerates
Oh,
eventually
Me
will see
too.
that they're not really maximizing these properties anyway.
Hmm.
So let them go back to local ownership where people who are passionate about their local zip codes, their own
Yes.
communities can
Yeah.
can make them flourish, put local talent back on the air and have
Hmm.
true local people promoting everything that's going on. So
well,
Right.
back in the day when I was a young, I don't know, teenager or earlier even, the station that I listened to most of the time was the station Greg and I worked at, and that was WROK. And we
Mhm.
worked there until COVID booted us out, basically. And I had been a part of that radio station on and off for about 30 years almost. I started back in 94. And then in 2020, we were, so 26 years, 27 years for me. But like I said, there was a period where I'd worked at a few other stations, did other things. And I remember back in the day, Fred Spear. I see Fred every week. I go to church with him. Fred, and I don't know if you probably don't know that name, Greg. I know you do.
yeah,
Fred Spear would be on the scene at midnight, 2 a.m. There's an accident on such and such. There's a fire here and there. We don't get that anymore. We don't get the local
Mhm.
feel. We don't get any of that. It's all satellite
Right.
piped in. And don't get me wrong, it's still good radio. It's good to listen to. I love certain aspects of it, but I want local news. I want local weather. I want local
Hmm.
personalities. We have Riley and Joe in the morning. That's fine, but I think we just need more local feel hey, we're out here at a remote at the car place or this or that or live from Mosaic or whatever. And I want that so badly. And I know
Yeah.
obviously Greg does too. And of course I won't uh, lie about this. I would love to go back to terrestrial radio. I
Yeah.
would love to be able to do this on a Saturday morning at the radio station. But the
Mhm.
podcast is great too. This is fun too because I can wear my Packer gear and my boxers. I'm kidding. I'm wearing actual shorts. I really am. But anyway,
And our
now people
scheduled
I
are
commercial
wondering.
breaks are whatever we schedule, so that's good.
I couldn't agree more, and I am hopeful as well that it all comes full circle and comes back. I loved covering local news. I mean, I was
Sure. Hmm.
covering school board meetings. Some were really boring and some were super exciting, like, city council meetings, all of that. And
Hmm.
I loved it. And then most of the time at the Journal Sentinel, I was covering crime, breaking news. So I always had to watch if there was accidents in the morning, and like that's
Mhm.
where I was starting my day. So some of it was tragic and sad, of course, and hard, but I was that person covering breaking news and I loved it. I
It's
loved
it's
it.
it's something to be on the scene of something, and even last night I do PA announcing for our Christian Life Football, and I saw one of my former stations doing a couple of football games, broadcasting a couple of football games last night. How fun would it be to go back and be able to do some of those every once in a while and just
Yeah.
cover some local teams? But
Yep.
anyway, after this very fascinating journalism career that you had, you found your way to Rockford somehow.
I
What
did.
precipitated that?
Well, I switched my career. I did teach for a while, teach journalism, teach communication 101 at Carroll University in Waukesha. And
Okay.
then switched gears really to marketing, and got my professional certification in marketing from the American Marketing Association. And I worked for an economic development corporation. And then I got recruited to work at an art center in Fond du Lac, Thelma Sadov Center for the Arts, that was rebranding, and was looking for somebody to really define what the new brand was. It was called the Windover Center for the Arts before that.
Okay.
And that was really exciting job. They were expanding from a tiny little Masonic temple to a large 40,000 square foot facility that did multiple arts. So did that for about 5 years, and then got promoted to the executive director and was the executive director there for over about 4 years. And then I got recruited to come to Rockford to work at Go Rockford. So
Oh,
as the VP of marketing, wanted to get back to marketing
okay.
and did that for a little while. And then, my husband retired as a police officer when we made the move. And we bought a house here and we're committed to staying in Rockford. So when that position, it just wasn't a good fit for me. Um, we really were committed to staying in Rockford and making it work. He was like, let's move anywhere. We don't have children. It was like, let's have an adventure. We've been in West Bend for 25 years. It was time to just kind of, let's go
Yeah.
somewhere else. Let's try another city, maybe a bigger city, maybe a little more diversity than we
Aggravate
had.
Bear
And
fans.
yeah, I feel bad for Bear fans sometimes. Um,
They're going to
um,
be good. I don't feel too bad for them. They're going to be fine.
yeah,
I think they're going to be
very
fine.
true.
I think it's funny that we got 3 Illinois people, all Packer fans, right here in
Right? I love
this one
it.
little podcast. I love it. Yep.
I love it. Yeah,
Well,
and
it's
then
cool that
yeah,
you did
got the
that.
job at Mosaic, so I'm here.
It's funny that your time at Go Rockford, we didn't connect at some point there because, well,
Yeah.
maybe not so much because we've been doing this as a podcast now for 5 years. Before that, when we were on the radio, GoRockford.com was every
Oh, yeah.
Saturday morning was a part of our show.
Oh,
That was our thing to say, hey, here's what's happening for your family this weekend. Take them here, take them there. There's a
Yeah.
fundraiser for this organization. Next week there's this, there's that. I love the website. Love what you guys have done. What Go Rockford has done with their website, and now all the stuff that Whitney Martin is doing is just great. It's so
Right.
cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Very,
I
very.
wrote the grant for that website, by the way.
Way to go.
Just gonna brag
Nice.
about it.
That's deserving
Hey.
of a pat on the back.
Right?
That's awesome.
I don't know
I'll
who
take
said
that.
it. It was either Babe Ruth or Will, whatever his name was, Will something. He said it ain't bragging if you done it.
Right.
So it's not
Right.
bragging.
I heard somebody else say, if you don't toot your own horn, someone else will use it as a spittoon. I was like,
Oh.
Wow, that was probably Babe Ruth.
that's pretty gross, but
Yeah, it is a little bit.
so
Yeah.
you make the move to Mosaic in Rockford, and you've been there now for how long?
3 months.
3 months. All right.
Yeah.
So in your 3 months now at Mosaic in Rockford, have you been able to massage your elevator pitch? What do you tell people when people ask you, what is Mosaic in Rockford? And I'll put up on the screen here your website.
Yeah.
Or the
Absolutely. We work with people with diverse needs and we help them live their best life. That's my short, very short pitch, but
that's a good pitch right there.
yeah. And just this week, oh my God, I still am smiling about it. One of our people that we have in our service loves racing, and one of our
Shane.
yeah, Sean.
John, yes.
Did you see the pictures we
I
posted on our
saw
Facebook?
the
Oh my
pictures.
God.
Oh, he was so electric. He was lit up.
I still smiling about it. He got to see Brian Bagwell's car in person. They gave him a t-shirt and a hat and let him put the radio on, and we're like, turn
Oh, that's
left,
so
turn
cool.
left. And he was just so happy and excited. And it just things like that. Like it took an hour for nothing fancy, nothing whatever, and just some time and some generosity of some great people, and we just made his day, and he's still happy about it. I saw him Thursday night and he was still smiling about it, and it's just like he's a character anyway, but
Well,
Sleeps in his t-shirt every night.
yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
in some ways it's kind of like I don't this might be a completely off the course, but it's almost like a Make-A-Wish type of a thing, that
Yeah.
in some ways it is, but it's way more than that, because
Right.
what Mosaic has been doing for years now is like you said, helping people live their best life who have some challenges, can't live on their own,
Right.
need some sort of assistance.
Right.
When the overall scope of what Mosaic in Rockford does, tell us a little bit about the home situation versus the foster parent situation, all that's
Yeah.
to people.
Right. So we have 8 group homes, and we have 17 what we call host homes, where 25 of our people, we care for a total of 75 people in our service, and 25 of them are in personal homes with families, and and then the rest of them are in the 8 group homes, and clearly they're all doing well, but really they do well in the host home situation where they're living with the family. They're you know it's a little more one-on-one attention, just like a family, and it's we try to emulate that in our group homes, and our staff, our direct support professionals, do have a fantastic job of that. We take them on outings, but you are in a group setting, and it's great, but it's really the move is more host homes, if we can get more host homes, because we do have a waiting list, and we can serve more people, but the homes are pretty full at this point. So
I'm trying to make a copy here of put in our chat the link to your website here, and that's I don't
Great,
know
thank you.
if it's
Yeah,
something to do.
we're in 12 states.
Look at
We
that.
serve almost 5,000 people in those 12 states, and we impact 750 communities. So not all of our people are from Rockford, for example. They're, about 3 different counties, Ogle and Stevenson as well. So
Okay. And when uh, you're often, I'm sure, looking for people to work for Mosaic. Are there places that is looking right now and that are hiring in certain areas? What kind of work opportunities, I guess, are available through Mosaic as well?
yeah, generally it's direct support professionals where it's a hard job, no
Mhm.
doubt about it. I mean, you are there 24/7. I mean, you're working a shift, but we staff 24/7 in the homes, and it's a hard job. And so retention is tough.
Mhm.
In full disclosure, it's a tough field. They get great benefits. We pay them well and fairly, and but it's hard work. So we are always looking for direct support professionals, which we're about to celebrate Direct Support Professionals Week, the week of September 15th. So we have a lot of exciting stuff planned for our team. So we're excited.
I really appreciate how you just put that, because too often those who are trying to hire others try to you know cherry pick the best things about the job and really just put
Yeah.
out you really need to tell people, hey, this
Mhm.
is a challenge. We're looking
Yep.
for people who are up for a challenge, because this is not an easy job. This is
Right.
many are called, but few are chosen, I believe, is a Bible verse that might
Yep.
Hmm.
It's
apply.
so true. And they, it's and our people do so much better when there's consistency. There's some of the people in our service need really one-on-one attention, and they'll do so much better if they know they have the same people. They need some routine, like many of
Hmm.
us. We thrive in a routine to some extent. So, it's important that we can keep that, and that is something Mosaic's working on, retention and supporting our team.
Well, it takes a special person to be able to have the patience and the personality to you if you know yourself well enough, if you can
Mhm.
handle something like that on a day-to-day basis, let alone week to week, month to month, year to year. So uh,
Right, right.
if you are that type of person, look into Mosaic. It's a wonderful, wonderful organization with great opportunities, and it's a fulfilling life. It's got to be a very fulfilling life for those who have been there for a long time and have served these individuals.
Absolutely. I mean, we do have some DSPs who've been there for decades, and they have great stories, and they have seen great progress. Because our goal is always trying to get them to live as independent as they can. So they take part in chores at the homes. They're just like a family. They're part of um and they're part of a team. um I just got a text from Chris. I was trying to read that. Chris, our area director, she's like filling me in on some notes.
There you go. Love it.
Yeah.
That's teamwork makes the dream work. We got this.
Right, exactly. It was very helpful. um yeah, it is a really fulfilling. And I have never worked in human services. I gave you my resume basically, and I have not. And I'm just loving these people so much. They there's trauma in
Yeah.
their lives, but we try not to focus on that other than to try to help them, you know, again, live their best life. And they are the happiest, most grateful group of people I've ever met. So it is rewarding on so many levels. Even me, who, I'm not there with them every day, but when I see them, it's just so fun.
Well, for those who say, hey, you know what, being a foster home, if you will, is not for me. Working at a place like Mosaic is not for me, but I do want to support what you guys do. Uh,
Hmm.
I see a donate button on your website here. So when people donate to Mosaic, what does that money do?
So it helps, they all of our people are on Medicaid. And we know from the headlines, Medicaid, we're not affected yet, but we might be. Hopefully not. A lot of our people do work, so I want to put that out there as well. They do have jobs. But the money goes to Medicaid, just basically covers your basic needs, rent and some food. Um, and maybe a little bit of spending money, maybe. So generally the money that's donated, or if you can provide tickets to events, or we always have a wish list as well of things we might need, hygiene items, new clothing, things like that. Um, and the houses that we have are HUD owned, but we still have to maintain them. So, there might be new flooring that's needed, or new siding. We have to maintain these houses. And we pay rent on them on behalf of our people. So any money that's donated can go to, extra medical costs that aren't covered, or like I said, new clothing, hygiene items, anything that isn't above what, because we know the basic needs isn't enough for anyone, right? So it's important that the funds we receive go to helping our people, participate in activities if they want to, and get the things they need, get the dental care they need, get, like I said, any medical things that aren't covered, those beyond the basics that Medicaid covers,
Right, right.
which is not a lot.
No,
So,
no. Nice to be able to do something a little bit extra. Actually,
right.
go out on an outing and whatnot. So
Yeah.
and every little bit helps with that.
Yeah,
Um,
we just had a donor who had some Cubs tickets to give away. So we got one of our people got to go to a Cubs game. So,
Nice.
just stuff like that. It's so important. And he was so excited about it. It's
Mhm.
great.
Nice. Good deal. Well, I encourage everyone to go to mosaicinfo.org. I've got the link in the comments there. Again, if you're following along on Rumble, Facebook, or YouTube, you should see that there. Mosaicinfo.org. I've got some AI questions of the week for you this week, Jacqui, before we get to Tom's
Okay.
trivia. Tom's got some trivia for us. Where hopefully you and I can score some points on Tom's trivia this week.
All right.
Before you get to that, I want to just say one thing.
Mhm.
Jacqui, I can tell you have passion for whatever you do, whether it's skydiving, writing, working for Mosaic. I can tell. And I think that is the best quality anyone can ever have.
Oh, thank
And
you.
I also notice you have a passion. You probably had no idea 5 years ago you'd be working in this capacity.
Right.
And,
Nope.
no, exactly, exactly.
Mm-mm.
And I can tell. And there's a reason why I can tell. My oldest sister lives at Milestone, and you have to. I go visit her on a fairly regular. I'm her guardian, and she has been in the system since she was born. She was born mentally challenged. You know,
Mhm.
long story on that. But anyway, you have to have passion or you won't succeed. So I can see that you
Mhm.
brought your passion for life, your passion for doing the right thing, your passion for uh, getting it right and making people happy, putting a smile on their face. You
Mhm.
brought that with you. And I appreciate that because I go to my sister's group home. She doesn't live too far from here. And
Yeah.
I see all of them. They always wave at me and say, "Hi, Mr.
Yeah.
Warner. Hey, how are you?" And this and that. My sister and I have another sister. We both go, and we're like fixtures there now because we've been there many, many times since she's moved into her new home. So I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate you for the work you do. But it does take that passion. So anybody out there that maybe you don't even think you could do this type of
Mhm.
work, you probably could. Because
Hmm.
if you want to see a smile on someone's face, you want to help somebody, do their like Make a Wish Junior list or
Right.
something like that. Go for it. Go for it. If your
Yeah.
heart is tugging at you to do it, go for it. And I think it's a
Yeah.
wonderful, wonderful thing. So that's all I really want to say.
Thank you for that, Tom. Oh my gosh,
You're
that was
you're
really
welcome.
well, yeah, thank you.
All right.
Well, I've gotten in the habit of asking AI to give me questions for our guests. So I told AI, I used Google Gemini, by the way, that I was interviewing you today and asked it for
Okay.
3 good questions to ask you. This first question is pretty serious, Jacqui. I don't know, because you've only been there for 3 months. I don't know if you'll honestly be able to answer this, but
Okay.
if you can't, if you can, you can. It says, beyond individual partnerships, is there a public policy or local advocacy issue that Mosaic is focused on right now in the Rockford area? And in your role as community relations manager, is there something you can do to support that effort? A public policy or a local
Ooh.
advocacy issue that you see as a kind of a hot button issue that involves Mosaic?
That's a really good
It's
question.
kind of deep, yeah. For someone that's fairly new in the industry, if you will, this might not be something
Yeah,
totally on your radar yet, but I'll throw it out there.
right, right. I guess I would say, just back to the Medicaid issue, but that's impacting not just Rockford. I mean, that could impact
Yeah.
so many people. But specifically to Rockford, I don't think I can answer that. But we're definitely monitoring what's happening in with Medicaid, and we're gonna make sure our people are taken care of for
Mhm.
sure.
And Rockford is such a caring community. We've got a
Yeah,
generous
we do.
generous population here in Rockford. So
We do.
anytime a need comes up for an organization like Mosaic, it always seems like somebody or some group steps up, steps in, helps fill the gap. So one of the things I've
Right.
appreciated about being here in Rockford for my 35 plus years that I've been around here has been wow, this place is filled with generous people. Love.
It
It
sure is.
it really is, and that's not an understatement either, or an
Mm-mm.
overstatement. I don't know, because there are a lot of communities that you can't buy support. You can't find people to give. They're like, I don't care, I'm too busy. But Rockford is one of the. It's almost an enigma. I mean, it's one of those things
Mhm.
where we're different than everybody else. It's there's something special about this town
Yeah.
despite all of its bad press, and you wouldn't know this
Yeah.
so much, Jacqui, because you were up in Wisconsin for a number of years. You're fairly recent to Rockford, but we had some really, really bad press about 25, 30 years ago, and they've really turned it around. But all throughout that, even through the 70s, the 80s, when we were getting this bad press, we still were a very giving city. I don't
Yeah.
know what it is. It
Mhm.
is just crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's true.
Second question for you, Jacqui. Mosaic emphasizes community integration and relationship building. So, what are some of the biggest challenges you face when working with businesses, churches, or other local groups to create more inclusive spaces? Are you working to overcome challenges like these with partners? Inclusion is basically the question. Is Mosaic pushing forward in inclusive type uh, efforts?
Yeah, absolutely. Inclusion is actually one of our core values. And, a huge part of my job is to try to build those partnerships and, um, you know, we don't advertise. So we need to be out there like, hey, do you have extra tickets to an event? Do you have, anything does your, workforce want to, fill some stockings for our people for Christmas? Just things like that, where people can give, maybe they can't write a check, but they could, provide, certain items or tickets or help with things. So that is really what we're trying to do. But we're also, as far as inclusion, we're constantly educating people. I hold what we call a Discover the Possibilities event every month, where I invite about 10 people, and me and our area director Chris Hudak, we it's basically a little educational seminar, very, very informal, casual conversation about things like that. What is the right language to use? Because I didn't know this. I was learning when I got the job. Um, the proper, maybe as a reporter, I knew the proper language of how you don't use the word, you know,
Mhm.
you know, crippled, for example. That's just not a
Yeah,
word we use, um, and so just learning the proper way to address people and talk about them and talk to them. You don't call them kids. They're not kids. These are adults, and they might not always be able to verbalize what they want and need and what their goals and desires are, but they have them. And it's our job to figure out what they are.
Yeah.
So it's just a different way of communicating, a
it's
different way. And those are just things to learn,
it's such
in this.
it's such a subtle nuance because it's the R word that I think you were wanting to say, but you
Yeah.
can't say that word.
No.
I use the term mentally challenged, but back
Yeah.
in the day, that's what we
Yeah.
used to say. She is,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm not even going to say it. But anyway, and that's what we have to learn. And it's not, I don't chastise anybody for actually saying that. I might say, hey,
Hmm.
try to say mentally challenged or
Right.
person with disabilities or something like that. Something
Right.
different, but you can't really change the way people think, so all you can do is kind of educate them, and if they choose to listen, great, and if they don't, oh well, let's move on to the next issue.
Right. And
So I
just lead
get
by
that in.
by example.
Lead by
Lead by
example.
Exactly,
example. So,
exactly,
mhm.
yes,
I love
Mhm.
exactly. So
I was at the Curtains Up event at Coronado Theater this week, and
Oh,
one of the things that was announced was that the Rockford Symphony Orchestra is offering free tickets for kids age 6 to 18 to attend their events with their parents or their guardians, obviously. So, um, and back in the day when my kids were in theater and CYT, uh, they do 3 shows a year, and the Wednesday quote unquote final dress rehearsal of the show was open to uh, those with disabilities and such, like organizations like Mosaic, to come in and watch that final run through dress rehearsal for free. Uh,
oh,
it was a really cool way to include people who might not feel comfortable being in a normal
mhm.
show, a show where maybe an extra noise or outburst of such from an audience would not be very appropriate. But at a dress
Right.
rehearsal, it's not so
Right.
bad. Um,
Right.
stuff like that to be inclusive, I think is pretty special.
It's
um,
so great.
so it's throwing that out there again for ideas for those organizations who might be looking for ways to include folks like the folks being served by Mosaic. The
Mhm.
last of the 3 questions here I think is very fitting for you. This is perfect. Mosaic's motto is a life of possibilities. How do you, as the community relations manager, directly contribute to creating those possibilities for the people Mosaic serves? Can you give an example of a partnership or initiative or something that you're involved in now that you're really excited about?
Yeah. I am on the board for the Rockford Art Museum,
Yeah.
and I am trying to find ways because, we tend to go, oh, we have a lot of sports fans, but we also have a lot of artists
Yeah.
in the people we serve. So I'm working out a plan where we can, we're definitely going to visit the art museum, which is free, by the way. The Rockford Art
Mhm.
Museum is free to view the galleries. But somehow where maybe they could take a class, and we have day activities where they do crafts and things like that, but I think that there's a quite few of our people that are in service that could benefit from you know, being taught by a real artist, a real, person living the world of, being an artist and,
Mhm.
making a living as an artist. And so we're trying to figure out how to make that partnership work. So,
Okay.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah. Art night for Mosaic, something that'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
well, the interesting thing is mosaic is a form of art. It's all a collection of
Hmm.
things put together, which kind of is
Right.
a play on the name, I guess.
And that's what our logo means. We're better together, better than the sum of
Yes.
our parts. So yeah,
Yeah. No, that's cool.
absolutely.
I have a
All
cool
right.
suggestion for you if I can ask. When we were at the radio station, we used to have Mosaic would come in and put a tree in our lobby. And it was for mostly for the workers at the radio station. But if a listener came in to pick up a prize, they could like, oh hey, let's grab Bobby. Okay, I'm going to buy a present for Bobby, and I'm going to drop it off at the radio station or at Mosaic. I don't think the station does it anymore, and that's fine. Things change. It's not a slam against them at all. Things change. Management didn't know about it, maybe whatever. So, might I suggest that you pick 5 or 6 places throughout the city and say, "Can we plant a tree in your lobby with names on it, so that people that come in, could be a grocery store, it could be anywhere.
Mhm.
People come in, they grab Susie or Sally or Jimmy or whatever, and then they
Mhm.
buy a gift for Christmas for somebody at Mosaic, and then they can drop it off at Mosaic. It helps get the word out there. It helps get some Christmas gifts. You say a $5 or $10 gift,
Right.
socks, and there's always and what we did at the station is they would have a list attached to Bobby's name. He
Yep.
likes baseball, so cap, or he likes
Yeah.
whatever, a music, so you music CD, Taylor Swift, or something like, or maybe he likes Snoopy.
Hit 'em
Who
with
knows?
Snoopy.
I
Who
love
doesn't
that.
like Snoopy?
Yeah. I love
And I
that.
think it would be a very cost-effective way to do it. You just get some Christmas trees, and they're a dime a dozen. You go to the Goodwill and you can buy a couple of good trees for $20 or whatever, and
Yeah.
find out ahead of time. And it's still early enough. I mean, we're only in September. We got a few months here.
Right.
Maybe early December you start doing it, and people are going to buy gifts, and you
Mhm.
know, I would love to see
Absolutely.
something like that.
I love it. That's
Yeah.
great. Thank you.
Get it launched by Thanksgiving anyway. That could possibly work.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Before we jump into
That's hiding.
trivia, I also ask AI to give me some funny or odd questions to ask our guest. And
Oh, I'm
Okay.
sorry. I thought you were done, Greg.
we're about ready to launch. No, there's just one more question. I'll pick one of these three.
Okay.
I'm going to pick the second question it gave me. Has anyone ever told you, Jacqui Corsi, that you look like a celebrity, historical figure, or a cartoon character? Any celebrity lookalikes that you've been tagged with over the years?
Oh my gosh. One time, yes.
Meryl Streep.
No, not even close. I can't remember her name, but she was in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Who's the
Uh,
female lead in that? I cannot remember
Mariel,
her name.
Mariel.
Muriel Hemingway?
No,
No.
No,
Kathleen Turner? No.
her
no.
character's name in the show was Muriel. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Muriel. But what was her name? I don't remember.
I cannot. One time somebody told me that, and I was like, really? I didn't see it.
Who played Muriel in Raiders of the Lost Ark?
I think it was her anyway.
Let me see if this works. Karen Allen.
That's it.
Karen Allen played.
I
Marion
don't see it.
Ravenwood.
And maybe when I was younger, maybe, I don't know.
Thank
I've
you.
been told I act like people in, certain things. That's for sure. Like
Well-
Unbreakable, the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Somebody told me I act like her. And I'm like, really? When? I don't.
Okay.
It's a little crazy.
All right. Well, is there anything that we did not ask you that you want to make sure to get that out there as a message before we go into our trivia?
About Mosaic?
Anything at all? Anything you were hoping we would ask you about today that we just didn't get to for some reason? Was there something on your agenda that we did not get to? I want to make sure we.
Oh, I love it. I thought you would ask about hobbies.
Hobbies.
I don't know why. Well, people always ask about what do you do when you're not working or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. You jumped out of planes. You
I did that one time.
One
My
time.
husband's done it 4 times. I've done it once.
All right.
I'm good. But I'll tell you, because it's kind of unique. I weld garden art. So
Oh, cool.
yeah.
Cool.
Wow.
And I have
Would
my
not
own
have-
welder now.
Do you
Would
have
not have
really
pictured you
decorated
as a
face mask?
welder.
Do you have certain things on your face mask, your protection welding mask?
I don't. I'm trying to find the right stickers or something I want to put
Okay.
on it, but I have a basic black one right now. But
Okay.
I love my helmet. My husband got it for me, and it's really great. I can actually see
Ah,
better. But
well,
yeah, I took a welding class through Moraine Park Technical College in Fond du Lac for on and off about 10 years. So because if you
cool.
take the class, you get the best equipment and they give you metal. And then when I moved here, I couldn't find a class. So I ended up buying my own
Welding.
welder and plasma cutter. So
Nice. Nice.
Wow.
yeah,
I want to see some of your creations at some point. That's
it's
yeah.
really fun.
All right.
Yeah, it's
All right.
fun.
Now we have something to look forward to. All right.
Great.
Let's do this. All right, Tom, it's time for Tom's Trivia Challenge. What do you have for me and Jacqui this week?
Tom's trivia chat. Oh, I've got a question. Have you ever been to Lambeau Field, Jacqui?
Multiple times, and I was even tackled on Lambeau Field once by Sterling Sharp and an
You're not
Oakland
supposed to run
Raider.
on the field.
Yeah, I was gonna
Shame on you.
say that's illegal to run onto the field. Come on now.
I was working on the field.
Okay,
My
see the
boyfriend at
joke.
the time was a photographer, and it was really cold. So I was like, my job was to keep his second camera under my coat and keep it warm. And I saved the camera. And
Oh,
but I'm going to tell you, Sterling Sharp did not help me up. The Oakland Raider did.
Wow, why did he tackle you?
I was on the sideline. I just got in the way.
you go.
I was one of
Oh,
those people that didn't move fast enough
I
out of the
see.
way.
So it must have been an interception then. Otherwise,
Yeah.
had to have been because otherwise Sterling Sharp is an offensive player. He wouldn't be tackling anybody. Unless it
Well,
was
he
an
wasn't
interception.
tackling me. He wasn't. I just got in the
You just
tackle.
took her out.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
I got in
I
the
got
way
you.
of the tackle. So
I gotcha. I am going. This is another side note. I'm a little ADD today. I'm going to Cleveland week 3. My son and I we're taking a trip to Cleveland to see Green Bay and Cleveland. So
awesome.
went to Lambeau last year with my 2 grandsons and my son, my grandsons, and myself, and we had the time of our lives. We spent 4 days up in Green Bay and in
Yeah.
Appleton, and we're
It's
going to
the
repeat
best.
this. Just him and I this time. Already got my tickets, and
Cool.
going to wear
Cool.
my game worn jersey. It's a game worn jersey, by the way. It really is.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good. I'll be thinking of you. I'm excited.
All right.
Nothing beats Lambeau.
No.
Yeah. Well, this will be Cleveland. I don't know where they play. It's not Progressive. That's baseball, but I don't know what their name of their field is. Anyway,
All
I'm
right.
hoping I don't get beat up by a bunch of Browns fans.
Yeah. Hopefully not.
Anyway. Yeah.
Behave yourself,
We
Tom.
win 44-10.
Just behave yourself.
Yeah.
I will behave myself. I don't drink so well. I might have an occasional beer. I can't say I'm a non-drinker. I'll have an occasional beer, but it's rare. Okay. You ready?
Mm-hmm. Bring it on.
All right, here we go. We start with keyboards.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, you both probably have computers in front of you. Avoid your computer, Greg. Avoid your computer. It's not fair.
All right.
Can't
All
do
right.
it.
I'm not looking.
What
All right.
symbol shares a key with the number 4 on a standard keyboard?
Oh.
I am going to give you 2 options. Is it a $sign or is it the @ symbol?
I was going to say @ symbol.
I was going to say the $sign.
Let's go $sign then. All right. $sign, please.
Oh, why
I'm
is
not looking.
a $sign?
Yes.
Yes.
There it is. All right. Yep. The @
Jackie's
symbol is
winning
number
1-0.
2, by the way.
No, I'm kidding. You guys are a team. All right. Here we go. Another one. This is state capitals. What is the state capital of Wyoming? Is it Casper or is it Cheyenne?
Cheyenne, isn't it?
Ooh,
Cheyenne.
I'm feeling Casper. I'm feeling Casper.
Well, let me just tell you, this question wasn't very friendly. So,
All right. Well, I my feelings are often misguided, so let's go with the guest.
I believe that's a good choice. Cheyenne.
Yes.
All right.
Wow.
Woo.
Woo.
All righty, here we go. Space.
Oh.
In which month is the Earth closest to the sun of these two? Is it January or July? Once again, in which month is the Earth closest to the sun? Is it January or is it July?
My instinct was to just to say July, but then that's just us.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
we're warm.
We're
So
warm, but I think it's January.
I'm gonna agree with you
I
on
think
it.
it's January.
And that was a wise choice as well.
Oh, all right.
3-0.
All right.
You know
Doing
what?
good.
My questions. We're getting some really good scores here lately. Might have to
Excellent.
ramp it up a little bit. All right. Geometry. Uh-oh. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. Here we go. Geometry, or geometry if you prefer. A heptagon has how many sides? Heptagon. Heptagon. How many sides?
7?
Hmm.
Is Hep 7?
No.
No.
Oct is 8, and sept
Is
or
6,
is
right?
6. So
Or 7.
I think 7's a good guess. Let's go with 7.
7 is correct.
Way to go, Jacqui. Awesome. Very nice. That's a tough one.
Nice.
That's
It was.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Here we go with translation. What is this Latin term? It's used in English, and it means done or donated without charge. There's 2 words.
done.
Once again, what is this Latin term? It's used in English, and it means done or donated without charge. Done without charge or donated without charge. 2 words.
What is it called when pro bono? That's a
Like for free?
That's for
Yeah.
free.
Work for free? Pro bono, right?
Yeah, well, it is 2 words. Is pro bono 2 words?
It is 2 words.
Yes.
And I was thinking gratis or gratis.
That'd be 1 word. So if I
Yeah.
were to choose between one or the other, I might go with the one that was 2 words.
Thinking
Pro bono.
pro
I think
bono.
he's leading us.
I might be, but you still get credit for the question. You said it already. So I tend to want to stop you when you've said it. So I don't want you to talk yourself out of an answer. So yes, pro bono.
Oh, pro bono.
Nice.
Pro bono.
Nice.
You 2 are kicking some major
Woohoo.
butt right now.
Mhm.
2 questions left. 2 left.
All right.
All right. On May 25th, 1981, a man named Dan Goodwin climbed the Sears Tower in Chicago wearing what kind of suit?
Spider-Man?
That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
But it's
What kind of suit?
Well, I said that'd be cool. I could have said that'd be correct. I should have probably said that. So I'm gonna you got it
Okay,
right.
good.
You got it right.
Okay.
It was cool until he came down and they took him off to jail.
And they
And
arrested
yeah.
him.
His,
Yeah, he was.
his little web slingers didn't get him out of jail. He
was
needed a
arrested.
get out of jail free
Bummer.
card for that. All right. Final question. You're 6-0. Final
Woohoo.
question. And this one might be very, very easy. This could be very, very easy, or it could be very, very hard. Let's see. The Burpee, by the way, it's Rockford trivia, because I always do a Rockford trivia. The Burpee
Okay.
Art Museum in Rockford has a juvenile T-Rex. What is her name?
Jane.
Jane.
Wow. The girl from Wisconsin, a new transplant here in Illinois in Rockford, nails it. And Greg, you
I
knew
do.
it too. You knew it too. 7-0. 7-0.
Woohoo!
Jane.
We
Good
rock.
job,
Wow.
Jacqui. Way to go. Way
We
to go.
rock.
Nicely done.
Well,
I like to throw them up in the air whenever there's a complete victory. We're good. We're good.
mosaicinfo.org. That's the place to go to get all the information you need about Mosaic in Rockford and their other locations, the 12 states that they serve. If you have someone that might be a candidate to be served by Mosaic, let them know. If you are considering a career in the services that Mosaic offers, look them up, give them a shot, set up an interview, whatever that looks like for you. We really, really appreciate and love being affiliated with what Mosaic does here in the Rockford area. So kudos to you. And again, a big thank you to Medicare 411, who's a huge supporter of Mosaic in Rockford. for sponsoring our Mass Karaoke Trivia Contest coming up in November with that $5,000 grand prize. Really looking forward to that. And who knows, maybe Mosaic will win that. It's a very big possibility. 1 in 12 shot. It's a 1 in 12 shot.
Yeah.
So, all right, Jacqui, any final comments before we let you go about your weekend?
Thank you so much. This was so enjoyable. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for all your support. Thank you to In Crowd. It's just been phenomenal. Getting to know you and being part of it, being part of the whole process, and yeah, thank you for having me. This was really fun.
You got it. You got it.
Well, we
you have yourself a
appreciate
great
you.
rest of your weekend, Jacqui.
You too.
All right.
And go Packers.
And
Go
Pack,
Packers.
go. Go Pack, go. All right, let's take our current race to 10 has Greg in the lead by a score of 5-3. And our big number of the week this week, 2,172 is the answer. Guinness or grocery?
I figured between the two of those, the one with the really odd number could be something from the Guinness Book of World Records. Could be, I don't know.
All right.
Or it could be maybe Guinness beer has 2,172 varieties. I don't know.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this question, Tom.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a record for the most fish caught in a 24-hour period?
I'm sure there is.
And can you guess that a man in Illinois holds the Guinness Book of World Records for the number of fish caught in a 24-hour period?
Okay. I'm hoping it's 2,172.
And that number is 2,172. Yes. Congratulations. Tom gets the point. Verified by the Guinness World Records back in September of, here's the reason why the story came up this week. In September of 2022, another gentleman managed, he says, to catch 3,774 fish in a 24-hour period. However, this number has not yet officially been listed as a Guinness World Record. So if they can verify it, it will be taking over this guy from Illinois.
Okay, well, first of all, this is all just dumb anyway, because those fishing boats that have the nets out there and they catch like 10,000 little fish.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're, if they're just making the distinction that you got to cast it and all that, how is he going to fit 172 fish in his boat? Where's he going to keep them? I mean, who's going to count them? It's just weird to me.
I don't know, but that's pretty stinking awesome. I know as a kid growing up around lakes, I would fish a lot. And if I ever caught, more than 10 fish in an hour, it was a really great day. That's all I know. So
never caught a fish in my life.
Really?
Yeah, never.
Wow.
Been fishing 3 times. I fell in once, and the other 2 I had a broken pole. And I just not a fisherman. And now I don't do it. I won't ever do it. I don't care.
Oh,
I don't want to take a fish out of its, and I'm not trying to make a statement here. I don't want to take a fish out of its natural habitat. Let them live. Let them be there. I can go to McDonald's, and of course, a cow had to die for me to have a burger. I get it. I understand. So it's kind of
what Tom doesn't understand, friends, in case for those of you who like me, who do like fishing, what Tom doesn't understand is it's the thrill of a lifetime when a fish gets caught. It actually loves being caught. It loves the fight. It's like a dog playing with a toy tug of war. They just love it. It's
all up until you chop his head off and fry him up in a pan.
Until you mix it with butter and fry it up in a pan. That's right.
Yeah.
And for those for the grocery part of our question this week, an Aldi store could be coming to your neighborhood sometime soon as the discount grocer pushes ahead with its biggest ever expansion in the United States. They plan to open more than 225 United States stores this year. That will bring its total to about 2,600 locations by the end of the year. That also would make it the third largest supermarket chain in the United States by the number of stores. Tom, do you know what the number 1 and number 2 largest supermarket chains are in the United States by number of stores?
Walmart and Kroger.
Bingo, bingo. You got that one just like that. Number 1 and number 2, Walmart's, I think, pretty far ahead with all their stores. So,
Oh yeah.
anywho,
And maybe one of these days they'll adopt a customer service policy.
don't hold your breath. All right. Well, we do have. I know you wanted to talk a little bit about some Green Bay Packer
I do want
football.
to talk a little Packer football, and I've got a question for you that I could ask off the air, but it doesn't matter. I don't want to put you on the spot.
Let's
It's
go.
not putting you on the spot at all. Um, Ron, our trivia buddy and our golfing buddy, I'm going up to his house to watch the game tomorrow. So you're cordially invited. He's got a basement that is, the screen is as big as my car. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. It's very nice chairs. It's green and
Nice.
gold. It's decorated Packers, and there's good food. So if you're in, he'd love to have you. If you're not in, well, fine.
It could happen. I don't have any nailed down plans yet for the game tomorrow, so we'll
Just
see how that fleshes out.
down plan. No,
Uh,
again, I don't want to put you on the spot. Not going to bother me one bit.
watching
And
the game.
I didn't ask him ahead of time, although I know he won't care because he said invite whoever you want. So that's all good.
So all of our podcast listeners show up at Ron's house.
Well, no, they'd have to have the
123
address.
Main Street, folks. 123 Main Street, Rockford, Illinois. See you all there.
It's it's on the corner of 3rd and Main. Just follow the yellow arrows. And when you come to the green arrow, that's where you stop.
Which, by the way, a little piece of trivia for you, Tom. Our buddy Bill Cash sent me a text this morning reminding me that Christian Life High School football started in 1998. So this is the 27th year of Christian Life High School football. And Bill's been running the clock all 27 years.
Oh, my God. You know what? Bill is the man who never sleeps. I get texts from him at 6 a.m. and then I'll get a text from him at midnight,
Well, the last text before that from him was, I went to school for magicians. I failed the exam because they were all trick questions.
Trick questions. I got that one.
Thank you, Bill. So,
boom. Anyway.
So the Chiefs lose last night, so they're not going to win the Super Bowl.
No.
The Eagles beat the Cowboys, but the Cowboys were better than we thought they would be, at least in my mind.
I think the Cowboys are going to feel pretty much all year like they've got something to prove. And I also think Ryan Schottenheimer's a pretty good coach.
Yes.
If you notice, whenever the Cowboys get a new coach, the Jerry effect hasn't quite set in. It's usually 2 and 3 years after the Jerry effect sets in. It happened with Jimmy Johnson. The Jerry effect essentially booted him out after about 6 years. 2 Super Bowls in 6 years. And then Barry Switzer comes in and wins the Super Bowl. Okay. So Jimmy Johnson left. He started in 88, I believe, 87, 88, and he was there until 94. So he wasn't there for the 95 season, and he wasn't there for the 94 season, and he wasn't there for the 95 season. So after 93, he left. So he was 5 years, maybe 6? And then you had, Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy had some really good years with Dallas.
He did fine with what he had, yeah.
He did. He was 12-4, I want to say 2 or 3 years in a row, back when we were doing 16 games about 3 years ago. Yeah. And then Jason Garrett was
irreconcilable differences. I think Mike McCarthy was just said, you know what? Yeah, I don't need this in my life anymore. I'm moving on.
Yeah. I've had a good career. I got a Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah. And I'm surprised he's not with any other teams, but I think it's probably by design. I can't imagine somebody wouldn't want Mike McCarthy on their staff. But Mike McCarthy is a head coach. I don't think he's an offensive coordinator. I don't think he's a special teams coach. I don't think he's he's been there, done that, been to the mountaintop, won a Super Bowl. I don't see him coming back to a team and being under somebody. I just don't see
No, probably not.
Yeah, maybe not. I could be wrong. I don't know. But anyway, tomorrow's a big day, buddy. And if you want to come up there, just let me know. Let me know via text, one way or the other. Otherwise, it's just going to be Ron and myself. My son might go, but I don't think so. I don't know if he's going to make it up there or not. So it'd be a small crowd. But That's okay. I like a small crowd. If it's all Packer fans, I'm good. But I don't want, I would hate to think there was his neighbor is a Detroit fan and he invites him over. And every time Jared Goff gets a first down, "Hey, look at that, look at that, look at that. Way to go, Micah Parsons, ha
Right, right. No, I'm up for the friendly competition, not the needling type stuff. That's not my bag.
No,
Not
I
my
don't
bag.
even. I don't like gloating. I don't like that
No.
needling. I don't like any of that. I just don't.
Win or lose, it makes me feel good or feel bad for, an hour after the game, then I'm done. Then I moved on to other things.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely. So what is your prediction, I guess, for the big game now with the opening against the Lions? We all think that the Lions should take a step back because they lost their two major coordinators. But what if they don't? What's it going to look like?
26-16 Green Bay.
Okay.
Here's why I say that. I think Jordan Love is going to have a couple of nice drives resulting in a couple of touchdowns. I think Jared Goff is going to face a defense that he has not seen for a while. Now, he saw it with Philadelphia. I think he saw it with Washington. But what I'm talking about is a Green Bay defense that he hasn't seen. Last year, Jared Goff killed Green Bay with short little dump off passes. I hope and I think Green Bay learned their lesson. I think Jeff Hafley learned his lesson. You know what? Don't leave the middle open because Jared Goff is a timing quarterback. He's got a dead on accurate arm. But what happens is when you disrupt him, you can beat him. That's what happened Thanksgiving Day 2 years ago in Detroit, the 2023 season. We beat up on Detroit because we disrupted him. And that's what we're going to do tomorrow. So I think they're going to get 16 points. They'll score a touchdown, and I think they'll get 3 field goals. And I'm thinking Green Bay's going to win 26-16. I'm pretty solid with that. I wouldn't, if you got $100, please don't put it on Green Bay to win. Don't do it. Don't do it because I know nothing when it comes to when I mean. This is a prediction. It's a guess. It could be 42-10 Detroit.
Yeah,
It could be 42-10 Green Bay. It's the hardest thing to predict. So I'm not in the predicting business, but that's my gut feeling. 26-16.
My major prediction, if you want to call this a major prediction for the game tomorrow, my prediction is a resurgence of Quay Walker. Watch for Quay Walker to step up and be totally motivated by having this Micah Parsons guy now on his defensive team. I want to see him take that next step because I think he's a Pro Bowler. I think he's an all pro type of a guy. It's there.
Oh, without question. Quay Walker is good. And I'll tell you, but there's two reasons for what you're saying. One you just gave, the other I'll give. So the one you just gave is he's going to be like, hey, I got to measure up.
That's right.
The other thing is Micah Parsons is going to draw some attention. That's going to leave Quay Walker open.
Yes.
For sacks, for this, for that. Plus the fact that he's a heck of an athlete. And I also think you're going to see Lucas Van Ness play first and second down. And probably Micah come in on key third downs because he's good at rushing the passer on an obvious third down. And he's going to get one sack and probably 3 hurries, disruptions, whatever, that are going to lead to a fourth down punt. So I am so excited about tomorrow. I truly am. I truly am.
The season is underway. We're getting all excited, and who knows how we'll feel about this whole thing next week. But yeah, go Pack, go.
A couple of interesting things. I don't know where you're going, but
go ahead. Well, I was just gonna wrap things up. If you got some more things, go ahead and let's
yeah, share. I do got a couple more things. On the offensive side of it, we have a unique problem. It's not a problem. It's a gift from the heavens. We have seven starting linemen, offensive linemen. Most teams have 3, and then 2 guys that are just fill-ins. They're there, but most teams have 2 or 3 really, really, really good offensive linemen. And if you scheme it up properly, and you have 2 running backs in there, or you have a tight end in there. And you can use him as an extra blocker. We don't have to do that. We have 7 bona fide starting linemen that could start. Like, for example, we can only have 5 linemen on the field at one time. We got 2 guys on the bench that could start for just about any team in the league.
And our tight ends are awesome blockers.
Oh my God. Well, Tucker Kraft is an awesome blocker, but Luke Musgrave, not as good of a blocker, but he's very good at getting open. Very good at creating. Tucker Kraft too. Tucker Kraft's biggest thing is that if you give him a 3-yard pass over the middle, he's going to turn it into a first down. He gets more yards after the catch. He's averaging, I want to say, 9.1 yards per reception, or 9.8 or something like that. Dude,
he's
that's
a train. He's hard to bring down.
He really is. Luke Musgrave has a little bit of a different advantage where he can get separation and get open. He's not going to get those extra yards, but we have 2 bona fide tight ends. Running back, you've got Josh Jacobs, 3rd best rusher in the league last year, to Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry. Who? Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry, the 2 greatest in the game right now for running backs, but Josh Jacobs is a close 3rd.
He's up there.
Yeah. And I love Emmanuel Wilson, Chris Brooks. Chris Brooks? Yeah, Chris Brooks. I love him too. And then we got that Anna Bigby, or whatever his name is. He's probably going to be on the practice squad. Marshawn Lloyd is still injured. It may be time to move on from him. He hasn't started the season 2 years now in a row.
Yeah.
He's injury prone. I'm sorry. Make a move if you have to. I don't care. Whatever. So what else? And then our wide receivers, Matthew Golden, apparently. I saw this on the internet last night. He has not missed one single pass in any of the practices. He has not dropped one single pass. Jaden Reed was practicing yesterday. Who else was practicing yesterday? Someone else was. Quay Walker. Quay Walker was practicing yesterday. Romeo Dobbs is good to go.
Bo Melton is enjoying being in the defensive backfield.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
He's excited about it. He's genuinely excited about it.
And he made the team as a cornerback. He's going to probably be the 4th or 5th cornerback. He's going to get some significant time in the nickel package, and maybe even in 1st and 2nd down. So I'm just so excited about this whole thing, because if you talk about the offense, and by the way, a non-injured Jordan Love. Right. A Jordan Love who can sit back there and do what he did in the second half of 2003. Everybody excused the first half. That was his. Did you see Aaron Rodgers' first season as a Packer quarterback? It wasn't pretty.
It wasn't.
It wasn't pretty. He had like 17 or 18 interceptions. They didn't make the playoffs. They were 6-10. They were 6-10, and we're like, and there were a lot of people going, "I'm sorry, can we get Brett Favre back?" It took another year or so before people were actually saying, Brett who? Yeah, Brett who? No, we've got this guy, this Aaron Rodgers. We got this guy. We're good. And then 2 years later, he's in the playoffs against Arizona, and we lost the game in overtime, 56-50 or something like that. That was an amazing game. 54-48, something like that. They scored a touchdown on a fumble. They scored a touchdown on a fumble that they picked up and ran in, or something along those lines. But anyway, so Aaron Rodgers' start with Green Bay, even after he sat for 3 years under Brett Favre, wasn't stellar. But Jordan Love comes in, and in the his first year, not only did they make the playoffs, they beat Dallas, and they gave Dallas their worst loss in the history of the Dallas Cowboys. They've been around since 1960. So, I thought that was incredible. So you have a healthy Jordan Love. You got the best line in all of football, at least top 3. Detroit's line, conversely, they've lost 40% of their line. They lost Frank Ragnow, who was probably the best center in football, and they lost somebody else. I can't remember who it was. So they've got 2 new starters on the offensive line. They've got a different offensive coordinator, and Jared Goff won't have Ben Johnson in his ear going, "Okay, we're going to do a right cross, blah, 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 71 tight screw."
How is that going to go?
Yeah, how's that going to go? He's going to have to
How is
learn a
that
new
going to go?
offense. This Moore, Jim Moore is the new. I think it's Jim Moore, something like
Okay.
that.
I
He's
haven't been
their
following.
new. Yeah, John Morton. John Morton. That's what it is. Sorry, John Morton. That is the new offensive coordinator. If he's as good as Ben Johnson, we would have heard about him by now.
I think
So
so.
he's going to be a step down. Defensively, they're going to be a step down. They're a dirty team anyway. They're a dirty team. They're not going to get as much grace this year. So Detroit's not going to go 15-2. They're not even going to be close to that. They might go
No.
12-6. They might go 13-4, which is fairly close to 15-2. But 15-2 takes some doing.
It's 17 game season, right? So
17 game season.
let's
I look for Green Bay to win the division with either 12-6 because it's going to be a very tough division. Everyone's
mean
going to be
12 and
beating
5,
up
by the
on one
way.
another, and we're playing the AFC North division, which has Pittsburgh, who's going to be better. Maybe,
Yes.
maybe not. I don't want this to happen, but I think Aaron Rodgers is probably going to get injured, and I think you're going to see Mason Rudolph come back in. Who knows? Who knows? Whatever. And I think they got another one too, and I can't remember who it is, but you might see the third quarterback. Baltimore is always going to be good. Cincinnati's going to be good. Cleveland's not going to be that good. They won't be. So maybe I'm hoping week 3 that Green Bay's all over Cleveland. That's the game I'm going.
Yeah. Here's hoping.
Oh man, in special teams, Rich Bisaccia doesn't mess around. You mess up on special teams, and he's going to get right in your face with that big mug, and he's going to point his finger at you and say, "Get over to the bench," and you're not playing anymore.
Well,
I just
tomorrow,
think this is a complete team.
yeah, it should be a really, really exciting. Okay, that's on. I got a new watch. My doctor asked me to get a smartwatch for my health
Okay.
for my little health scare last month. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
agreed. I agreed to get one of these things that kind of monitors my heart and such. And now the problem is it tells me I climbed 4 floors today. I mean, I've been up and down the stairs, I think once, so I don't know about that. But anyway, it just vibrated on my wrist. So tomorrow, Steelers play the Jets, and that's a noon game. So we'll be able to watch that before the Packer game, which will be fun. Check out what Aaron Rodgers is going to be like playing against one of his old teams already.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Bears Vikings Monday Night Football is also going to be really, really interesting. So I'm excited. You're excited. We're all excited. NFL season is underway. Also, want to give another quick announcement and shout out today. You remember this?
AV
Anavox. Remember Anavox?
Oh, Anavox. Yes.
Anavox has a reunion concert coming up in October, and I'm going to be there October 18th at Rock Church. Anavox.
Nice.
They were scheduled to do this last year, and unfortunately, the lead singer's father passed away like the month or two before this reunion concert was supposed to take place.
Oh, that's too bad. Was that Rob? Rob's father?
No, Michael's father.
Okay.
Mr. Corrin passed, and so they decided to wait until this year to do this show. Anavox, for those who don't know, back in the day, Anavox, back in the late 90s, early 2000s, we actually played them on the radio here at WQFL Radio, which is that 101 QFL sign over my shoulder over here. Mm-hmm. We played Anavox music because it was good enough to be on the radio. It should have been a nationwide. There's a few stations across the nation.
They were good. They were good.
Very good. And we had some hits with them on the radio, including Spirit Rise, which is like, I played that last night at the football game because, hey, halftime, got to play some music.
That's right.
October 18th, Rock Church. Tickets are available now for the Anavox reunion show. Would love to see some old QFL supporters there if you are available, and remember some of the times that we had with Anavox. Next week here on the show, we're going to be talking about all things In Crowd 815 networking group with our good buddy Michael Ruffcorn. He's with Wholesale Payments. He wants to be your credit card processing guy, save you a bunch of fees on your credit card processing. His client, Chilango's Mexican authentic Mexican cuisine, is going to be the actual host of our September In Crowd 815 networking group meeting the last Thursday of the month, September 25th. And Chilango's authentic Mexican cuisine is it's off of Harrison behind the Culvers. If you know where Culvers is on Harrison, behind the Culvers, you'll find Chilango's authentic Mexican. 5621 Wansford Way will be the place of our next In Crowd 815 networking group event, which is absolutely free. Bring business cards, bring a smile. That's all we ask. And be ready to sample some great Mexican food and meet some great local business folks on September 25th.
And I believe it is in the same, it's just a couple of doors down from the Sunrise on.
You got it. You got it. Same area there. Michael Ruffcorn's chosen not-for-profit is the Haven Network. So we're going to meet Stephanie and Kathy from the Haven Network also on the podcast next week. And then grant writer and employee for Midway Village Museum, Cira Richardson, also going to be joining us. She was supposed to be on the show a few weeks ago and unfortunately had a little illness and took her out. But she's going to be back with us next week. Check out incrowd815.com. As always, we're trying to add some new stuff there, and we should have some new stuff there really soon. And of course, when you reminder to everybody, you change the world when you help one person. So be a blessing to someone this week. We'll try to do the same and meet you back here for another In Crowd 815 podcast, buddy. Have a great rest of your weekend.
Go Packers.
Go Pack, go. Bye.
815 in crowd. 815 in crowd. 815 in crowd. 815. 815.